to what I said about John Legend. Yeah, he's all right. He's got a couple jams here or there. He's cool. Eric writes, a man who doesn't care about what sex the baby is. Molly writes on Facebook, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. You don't think there's anything wrong with this woman saying that she designed, right, their child in her image because she thought that was best for her husband? I'm telling you, talking about people playing God. John Legend's wife. Her name is Christy Teigen. I think she's also one of the co-hosts of Lip Sync Battle with LL Cool J. That's where hip hop is right now. LL Cool J, the great LL Cool J, is hosting Lip Sync Battle, but it's a decent show. And I think she's one of the co-hosts on there. She's okay. She's all right. I mean, she ain't no Halle Berry or nothing like that in her prime before all the nonsense. She ain't no Pam Grier. She's no Pam Griggity at all. No. Never could be, never will be. But she all right. She's in the news saying that she chose to have a girl because her husband, John Legend, deserved a daughter. I mean, damn, I understand a woman's right to choose, but isn't that going a little too far? Isn't that God's decision? I mean, what kind of relationship do they have? I can't imagine my wife coming to me saying, you know what? I'm going to use science to give you the gender of the baby that I think you deserve. We would have a problem. What the hell? Could you imagine a man saying something like that? And I know, of course, he can't make that decision. He can only make that decision if the woman allows it. But could you imagine a man even saying something like that? Women would go nuts. How dare you? Who do you think you are? Evil man. That is wild. And it tells me who's wearing the pants in that family. She is running it. I bet he can't make a move without her say so. I think you would be you. Yeah, I think you deserve to have a daughter. She's like, oh yeah, we can have a boy later. What? It's the devaluation of men on a real deep level. Don't you see that? Why are men so devalued in American culture these days? I don't get it. You tell me. I can't believe Molly writes, I don't think there's anything wrong. She got one like for this. Eric like this, man? What the hell? A man like this? Oh, we are living in the last days of common sense, my friends. Check it out for yourself. Designer babies. I mean, okay, if you want to have a designer baby, that's great, but shouldn't the man and the woman make that decision as a couple equally? I'm telling you, if the shoe was on the other foot, women would be on another level. They'd be on another level with it. These evil men, you can't tell a woman to do it. How dare you? If John Legend said, you know what? I talked to my wife, Chrissy, and I made the decision that she deserves to have a little boy. I think she'd be great with a little boy. So we're going to do some intro and fertilization. We're going to use science to get a boy. He would lose his female audience, some of it. Corey writes, Nate, we may not know the whole story. Well, I'm going to roll with the part of the story that I know. That's what's being reported. When the rest comes out, we could talk about it. It's ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. What else do we need to discuss this morning, fam? What else is going on? Anybody got any ideas? I've got numerous things to discuss. Is there anything that's popping in the city of Cincinnati that needs to be brought to our attention? You can join the chat room and tell me what you think right now. I'm also reading that former KKK Grand Wizard David Duke is endorsing Donald Trump for president and talking about losing the black vote. That's a good way of losing the black vote. Just because you get endorsed by the KKK, David Duke. These cats won't go away. They're here and alive, ain't going nowhere. What is this here? It's interesting. It's wild. A man like this? Come on, man. You can't like everything on Facebook, fellas. Got to have some standards out here. But tell me what you think. Again, the Ohio school report cards are up on my website. You can also see on my Facebook page, you can also see at least one image I put up from yesterday from the press conference at the Taft Center right outside of the offices of Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieters, not Mike Allen. He got caught doing some no-no in office. That is wild. Very, very wild. And you got to think like this. What if it happened to you? Or what if you found yourself in a position when you were up against a political juggernaut, the Hamilton County Republican Party? Who would you turn to? Would you go to local media? Would they even listen to you? I mean, what would be your recourse? I'll say it again. For all the Tracy Hunter supporters and folks that don't support and don't know, you're just ignorant. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Just because you don't know about it doesn't mean it doesn't affect you. That's all I'll say about it. I'll leave it just like that. Anybody got any residual thoughts about the debates last night? I thought they were interesting. Sean writes, people got that God complex. Yeah, that's a God complex. Brent writes, you never spoke about the incident where the children were play acting as slaves. Yeah, I believe that was out of Michigan, a YMCA in Michigan. If I'm wrong about the state, then please set me straight on that, Brent. And apparently they had all the children, black and white, acting like slaves. And they were like kind of put them on the fake auction block. And it was all about Black History Month. And when it got back to certain parents got upset about it. And, I thought about it, Brent. I really did. I read the article a couple times. I thought about it, like, what if that was my daughter? How would I feel about it? And it would be mixed. On one hand, I believe that we have sanitized and sugar-coated slavery to children. Children think that slavery was just kind of like, well, they had them in chains. They were kind of mean to them. And then they let them go and everybody was cool. And kids really don't understand the level of what really the Holocaust, really. Of what really happened. And it's so interesting because even as a kid, I always got the feeling that slavery was softened. But when it came to the Jewish Holocaust, then we saw the emaciated bodies, we saw the oven. I mean, all that despicable things that happened to those innocent victims. Okay. And so when I heard about this case with the kids for Black History Month, acting like slaves, I thought on one hand, okay, well, maybe it might be an eye opener. But then on the other hand, for the black kids, for the young black kids, how would that make them feel? Anyway, the good folks from the YMCA came in and shut it down, said it was inappropriate after some parents had complained about it. But again, Brent, what do you think about it? What do you think? Dare writes, Nate, was any of the local news media stations at the Tracy Hunter press conference? Yes, there was television news there. I was the only one on this level that was there. There was no black organizations that was there. There was no sort of urban news other than myself. I was the only one. But I believe I saw Channel 9 and 5 and things like that. They were there with the cameras. And if you watch local news, you'll probably pick it up as well. Sean writes, was it only black kids being in chains, Nate? Question mark. Did they do the same thing with the white ones? Yes, they did. They did. So I don't know. I mean, I think there's a way to do it that will, and what I mean by do it is I think there's a way to do the whole slave thing with the kids, and we're going to do the auction block, and, instead of just doing a book report, they're sort of acting it out. I think that there's a usefulness in that, honestly. You might be surprised to say that. I think there's a usefulness in that. It really depends on how it's done. And I think there's a way to do it in which you can really open up the eyes of young people. I'm talking about 4th graders, 5th graders, to let them understand the horrific nature of it without scarring them today. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it. Scott writes, exactly, Nathan. Slavery has been whitewashed along with the civil rights movement. Yeah, most certainly. Most definitely. Anthony writes, there will be a rally in front of District 1 Police with Brother X in protest of the Gaston killing at 1:30 p.m. He said all CCW permit holders should attend, and he will be registering people for CCW classes. That's Anthony. Who else here? People got that God complex. Keena writes, he is a chick. That's why he like it. Yeah. That's Keena right there. I guess she's talking about John Legend. No. You talking about God? That's God complex. There's one thing for the woman to wear the pants in the family. Okay, she wear the pants in the family. That's a different level, where she's going to determine the gender of your child because she said so. The hell? And I read the article and she's like, well, we can have a boy later. I'm like, well, why are men so easily discarded in today's world? What the hell? And ladies, be real with me. Have you ever felt that way? I mean, you can feel that way without going into the doctors and actually making it happen, right? That's two different things. Shango writes, I saw John Legend live in concert last year at the Strawberry Festival in Planet City in Florida. Brother was hella talented and the concert was awesome. Yeah, he's very talented. He's very, very talented. His woman is running his relationship, but he's very talented. Is there anything wrong with a woman running a man in a relationship? I mean, if you say no, then, John Legend would be your favorite artist. To me, that's 10 karat crazy, another sign of the apocalypse. Why don't we let God do some things? Let God handle the gender of the baby. How about that? And, I also, and then her reason, I told the scientist to give me a daughter because I think that's what my son deserves. I mean, my husband deserves. What the hell? I just don't get it, man. But maybe it's that Hollywood thing, and I just don't understand. I guess I'd have to be in Hollywood to actually understand it. Keena writes, no, I'm talking about the dude in Facebook that liked that comment. Forgive me. Oh, yeah, thank you, Keena. Yeah, that was some weak, I won't even go there. It's the internet. I can say whatever. FCC, nobody's coming here to say a word to me, but I'll leave it just like that. Oh, my God. Ed writes from Facebook, wow, why would they promote that ... I would expect that to come from the other side. Exactly. Ingrid writes, I'm sure plenty of wealthy people as well as celebs have done this. They just don't talk about it. Right. Some things don't need to be talked about. Just go do it. I mean, don't tell me John Legend is a biatch. Don't tell me that. I mean, let me think he has some testosterone left in his body. The hell? He deserves... I'm struggling for understanding. I really am. Help me out. Help me out. Okay, back to the chat room. More of your comments here. Sean writes, John Legend needs to check himself and see if his manhood is still intact. LOL. You're right. Kishana writes, hell, the way they're killing our sons, maybe she's scared. Yeah. But what she said is, I think that my husband deserves a daughter. Like she's God now. She's running it. Okay. Corey writes, hell yes, there's something wrong with the woman running a relationship. Eve came from Adam's rib, not the other way around. Thank you, Corey. That's right. Somebody sent a memo to John Legend, man. I think I'm going to have to dislodge one of my testicles again, fam. Put it up on eBay again. Because manhood is not what it used to be. I did it once. I'll do it again. I got one left. I sold the right one on eBay many years ago because I realized brothers lost their backbone. I got one left. I will do it for the cause. Crazy. Brent writes, I think it was a brilliant idea because it brings it to life for children in an era when slavery is promoted as the past because we are living in a post-racial society. ... Black people have to start looking at our past as our present. ... Time is a continuum. He's right. He's right. Are there any women who want to chime in on this John Legend issue? I want to get your thoughts in particular. James writes, have you heard that all the charges have been dropped against the youth accused of raping the girl in the park? Her and her dad were having sex and lied on the brothers. Not hip to it. Didn't hear it. What else here? Let's go back up to Facebook, read more of your comments here. I haven't been on Twitter, so if you've left any comments on Twitter, I have not read them to this point, but I'll check it out before the end of the show this morning. I can't believe Molly said, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. We live in a world, boy. Woo! I mean, will people with common sense stand up? Stand up out here. Because we certainly need it. Oh, I see a lot of things are being reported around the city and around the nation. Somebody's asked me, did I see the Tisha Campbell Martin video called Lazy Biatch? I saw a little bit of it, and it's okay. It's okay. I guess she's rapping now. Nothing wrong with that. The hell? I see my homie, the real Terrence Howard. Shout out to the real Terrence Howard. You got something interesting on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter.